friends, and I don't know if this will be the first video, maybe. Happy New Year. I'm filming this on January 1st. Get ready with me kicking off the new year of videos. And yes, you see the hair is twisted. I decided to come on here with twisted hair because this Get Ready With Me is to outline what my hair plan is and what I've been doing. I alluded to it and described several of the steps I am taking for this year, encouraging the growth, okay, 2024, hashtag growth for the hair. And I wanted to elaborate on that plan, give you the details, and what I've been doing also. I don't know if I'll actually start filming hair specific videos again, because believe it or not, filming hair videos is kind of a pain, where you got to set up the camera in the bathroom and near the shower. It's just like a lot going on. So I decided to go half and half. Let you all know what I'm doing, demonstrate on here, and I think you'll get an idea of the process. Now, my apologies, I'm looking back to see because I forgot. Okay, so I washed my hair on the 28th. The 28th was a Thursday. And today is Monday. So technically 7 days would be Thursday. But this is what I've been doing. I did the double strand twist on wash day. Yeah. And I realized, well, let me actually pull you in a little closer. That's enough. I decided to double strand twist it and keep it in this protective style because when I was wearing my hair out in my fro, a lot of fun, okay? I love how my fro looks, and thank you all for the kind comments about my hair. It was a delight and pleasure to read them and know that my hair is looking all right. Now, in that December favorites video, I was expressing my disappointment in myself for not taking care of my hair as well as I should have in 2023. And when I got my curly cut at Rëzo, and I mentioned the Rëzo Salon originally in October of 2022, and I went back there in December last month to get a curly cut, and it was a cut. It wasn't a trim because Navila, my stylist, had to take quite a lot from the bottom so that the crown of my head could catch up at some capacity. Now, the reason why the crown of my head was insanely tangled was because of the updo I did every day. And unfortunately, the tearing a comb through my hair every day when it was dried, pulling up my hair right here at the crown, even though I braided it, the constant tension it caused over time naturally led to breakage and thus a significantly shorter length than other parts of my hair. It was crazy. When I was doing my double strand twist, I'm like, why is this so much longer than what's going on up here? My good, you see what I'm saying? Okay. And when I wore my fro out, I love the shape, but unfortunately, wearing my hair out in that way gets it tangled because as I wear it, even after my wash and go, the curls naturally separate, and the more they separate, the more they get into each other, and thus will create a lot more tanglage. And another concern was I tried out to train with my fro out, and unfortunately the hairs that sat on the nape of my neck would be exposed to the most sweat and also the constant friction it undergoes when wearing my pullover or my coat or if I wore a scarf, and those materials from the clothes rubbing against the ends of my hair will unfortunately promote excess splitting and breakage. So that's when I realized, okay, if we really want to go deep into this hair journey of growth and care and moisture, all right, you got to do the protective style. So that's when I decided that night I would do the super duper wash and go. And I had mentioned also in my December favorites that I am now emphasizing the pre-poo step. I did not do the pre-poo step before because I thought it was silly. I thought it was a waste of time. I know, hear me out on this. I totally changed my mind, but this is the Alicia before. Why would I do that? I just hop in the shower, wet my hair, shampoo it. Okay. Your hair will naturally break more if they are not, if it is tangled, and if you can use your fingers to detangle your hair and subject it to less tangling overall by making sure you treat the hair before you wet it, before the shampoo step. And what I did was I wet my hair in sections, took a bunch of conditioner, and I actually bought a huge bottle of like the Aussie hairline, the Moist Curl line, where this is where I think buying a more inexpensive conditioner, and before I continue, going in with the Dior Forever, this is an old product. It's in 4N, but it's past its shelf life. It still doesn't smell weird and is not doing strange things to my skin. And I have been using this now to just apply all over my face because I kind of want to use it up as much as I can before I continue with my other foundations. Using an expensive conditioner for the pre-poo step, I don't think is economical, because the point of the pre-poo step is to use as much water and conditioner before you get into the shampoo stage so you can successfully finger detangle. And yes, you could use the wide tooth comb or the, I believe it's the Felicia Leatherwood. Was that her name? My apologies. I have that brush. And yes, you can use it during your conditioning step after you rinsed out your shampoo. But the step before, if you're able to just use your fingers, you subject your hair to less breakage overall, to being gentler with the detangling, and the more conditioner you have, the better odds you will have in smoothing out the hair, detangling it successfully without the breakage, or with as little, because naturally your hair will break, but you're trying to lessen that risk. You're trying to like not completely break it and into smithereens, you know what I'm saying? So I thought using the Aussie line was a little more economical, even though Pattern was having a sale. You know, spending $30 even on the big mama size that was on sale still is not the greatest. And I think the mega bottle size for the Aussie line was like $12. So I'll be using that conditioner for my pre-poo step. And as I said, sectioning it out, double twisting it in big chunks, because here's the thing: when your hair is already detangled and sectioned, it now will have an easier time getting wet. And that is crucial, because the wetter your hair is, the less shampoo you need to use, and you'll create a great lather without actually having to use a bunch of shampoo. And if your hair is already detangled and sectioned, the water will run through it easier and just get to your hair more successfully, rather than going in with tangled hair and it's almost like you're under the water forever, because it doesn't seem your hair is not getting wet. It's like, is this hair wet? No? Okay. So I think that's one of the most important benefits of the pre-poo. Yes, the detangling step and lessening the breakage outcome, but getting your hair wet faster and using less shampoo overall for a much better lather, so you don't have to rinse out so much shampoo because you got your hair wet well in the first place. And also the shampoo step, listen, I have my little scalp scrubber. I get in there now. I spend time with the scalp massage, because that creates circulation and just helps to not necessarily help your hair grow faster. It's going to grow, but to ensure that ½ inch we get a month, it's nice. It's nice and it feels good, right? To spend some time in that scrubbing stage. So we get the scrub on, and now rinsing out the shampoo is a lot easier because my hair has been sectioned and detangled in the big twist. Even if they unravel a bit, it's fine, because the hair overall, the water just runs through easier and the rinsing is easier overall because of that. Next step, of course, is the deep conditioning, and I make sure to dry my hair with the microfiber towel, because when you try to apply conditioner in wet hair, first of all, the deep conditioner is the most expensive one because it has the hardier ingredients up at the top of the list. You don't want to waste it by having the hair wet, and as you're applying it, it just runs down the strand and down the drain. Therefore, I like to actually squeeze my hair dry so the conditioner can quote unquote stick to the hair and not drip. Also, if you're placing a cap on, you don't want conditioner water to drip all over your face while you have your thermal cap on, which is what I use, or if you have one of those at home over the head dryers, whatever the method is, you just want to be comfortable, okay? You don't want conditioning water all over your face for the entire 30 minutes or whatever. So we apply the conditioner again. Since detangling has been done before the shampoo step, fairly easy to get through. And I think also before, if you want it, some people like to do regular conditioner before the deep conditioner and take that point to then comb through the hair because it's already been detangled. It has a lot of conditioner in there. I think that's the safer step or safer place in terms of your hair routine, your wash routine, to get the shower brush through your hair, because yes, people feel that it's an important step to take so you could take out those stray strands so they don't stay in your hair and cause more tangling and friction in there. Going into the deep conditioner, and I also keep the twist. I just retwist whatever sections I portioned before the shampoo step. Put the plastic cap on, and I have a thermal cap which I microwave, and you know, it's not as good as the hood dryer, but it's something. I think that does help. And one of you has suggested to steam. I have the Q Redo gadget, which is a handheld steamer, but I could only imagine it's still helpful in the way where I could just hold it around my hair and just allow the steam to hit it, and then maybe put the cap on afterwards with the regular heat. And I think that'll be a good combination. Let me know down below what you think about that. And also thank you for suggesting I rinse my hair with reverse osmosis water, maybe even distilled, as long as it's not the Westchester water. Because what I'll do after my conditioning step and being under the dryer, or in this case being under the thermal cap, I'll rinse my hair with regular water to make sure the conditioner is completely rinsed out. And then I'll go in with either distilled, or one of you has suggested rice water. Now, if I do wash rice frequently because of my nutrition. So do you keep that water in the fridge and label it so that the next time you need to use it, you could use it as a rinse? Like, how do you go about that, fam? Tell me down below. Therefore, after I've rinsed out my deep conditioner, I'll go in. I didn't do this step because I didn't know about it, but next wash day I will for sure. I'll go in with the whether reverse osmosis or just regular distilled water as a final rinse to get the hard water out. And that would, I think, help overall with better moisture retention, softening the hair so those hard metals are not in my strands. All right, hair is rinsed, ready to go, and that's where I section my hair in preparing for these double strand twists. The styling combination I rely on is, well, I'll have water, or I could also use the aloe vera juice that I just put the right amount in my spray bottle so I don't waste any, or waste as little as possible. Aloe juice, my leave-in conditioner of choice, my oil of choice over the leave-in, and then I'll go in with a gel to better hold the twist, especially here on the sides. It has a little bit of a lay down effect, if you will. And I'm not into the super fancy laid out edges. You know what I'm saying? I just don't want them to be as frizzy. And they naturally will get frizzier than other portions of my hair because they are exposed more when I do my wraps and stuff. Nevertheless, that is the styling combination I rely on, and it has made a vast difference. My goodness, applying oil on top of the leave-in helps to keep the leave-in on the hair, and then you'll put on your styler of choice, whether it be a gel or a cream, just to better hold the twist together. And I don't use a ton, just enough to keep the twist whole, to kind of finish the ends here. And once that dries, or depending on if it's close to bedtime, I'll use either my Dyson or pattern hair dryer to dry my twists so they don't dry flat if I apply my silk cap right away. I get it to like maybe 75% dry and maybe air dry the rest, or I'll air dry as much as I can, then hit it with the dryer to finish it off. Silk cap is on, and that means for the next week, I will have these double strand twists. So the next question you might be formulating is, how now do you wear or wrap your twists to work out? I do try to wear the silk bonnet or get something silky in nature and then a cotton wrap on top. That's how I like to do it. Or I have this from, hold on. I have this from Melaninhaircare. It's the satin stretch, and I wish I have more because I've had this forever. I just never used it because of how I was styling my hair last year. But it is fantastic because you could just take this, and because of the stretch and it's lightweight, you can either do the turban style or you could do the spiral knot style, which is what I do, is one of my favorites. And it's lightweight, it doesn't feel heavy. They have more like solid color satin stretch wraps on their website, and I think I might get a few. I like the yellow color and I think a saffron, like the orangey red color. It's so pretty. That is the plan because, listen, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to keep my hair under wraps in that way, again, with the silk or satin lining. And I ordered a bunch of stuff from You Go Natural, but it hasn't even shipped yet. And I understand ordering during the holiday twilight zone on the week between Christmas and New Year's is not the best because there's so much going on. You know, people still ordering things and the sales are going on. Who knows when I'll receive my order, but in that order were a bunch of satin line headbands with a little knot, and also I think it was an active wear wrap that the fabric or materials were more sweat wicking than your typical whatever material they use for the standard wrap. And I ordered a bunch of stuff and I hope it comes soon because I think it would greatly help. Lash won't come off my cheek. The training style and training wrapping of my hair. I've been using the Final Surgeon Sunlit Cream Bronzer and I just love what it does. It's so lightweight. And yes, you gotta use a dense brush to get this off the pan because it is tight in the pan. But I like that because it allows room to layer and to create the color naturally and build in layers without it looking like heavy bronze. Lunch is served. We got white rice with the bison mix of red peppers and shiitake mushrooms, shallot and garlic base, all simmered in some chicken broth. One of my favorite prep meals, and one of you also had asked if I did a get ready with, or you had wanted me to go into what I eat and all that stuff. So I'm more than happy to elaborate during a get ready with me format of things, you know, with the eating. What was I talking about with this hair? Yes, the styling. Double strand twists are dried, wrapping while training, and I now love this process. It makes it a lot easier for me to just put something on my head to wrap my twists. And the reason why I do so is although these guys are twisted here, if I wore them out, they would still be exposed to the friction caused by coming in contact with my collars and whatnot, whether it be my flannels or my pullovers. So when they're tucked away, when wrapped, they're just protected from that potential friction and breakage, and why I insist on wearing a wrap for training or just being out and about, right? If I'm in the house and nothing is on my neck, I'll just wear my twist as is. And then in a week, I'll unravel them and wear it out. But I don't know because, again, as much as I like to wear my hair out, especially after unraveling my twist, is a cute look because of the texture that yields. Again, my hair would be exposed to the breakage because of the winter wardrobe situation. So I might just wrap it up again. But if you're wondering, what do you do during the week? What is the maintenance plan? Well, every 2-ish days or so, I will re-moisturize my twist. And what does that look like? In addition, I do a little scalp massage. So I happened to encounter this brand online, Ominira Naturals. She sells an entire line of detangling, hair oil, not styling actually, the shampoo, the leave-in, the what she calls the Tangle Slayer, what's used for the pre-poo step, 2 deep conditioners, satin, I think it's silk actually, pillowcase, and a silk scrunchie. I ordered the hair recovery kit. I had to stop myself. I was on board with the hair plan and just wanted to get new products and just start new, right? And wanted to get the big bottles. I'm like, listen, friend, get the regular size bottles, see how it goes, and out of those products, if there is one that's particularly outstanding and where you think you need more of, then you'll buy the big bottle. Okay, I got the shampoo, which kind of reminds me of the Melaninhaircare shampoo. Is like a black soap, herbaceous type of a mix, so it has like an earthiness, like a therapeutic feel about it when I use it. And you can run your fingers through your hair while the suds are there, so it's moisturizing but cleansing at the same time. Great combination. The Tangle Slayer, it has a lot of slip and what's used in my pre-poo step. So I do have that, I have the small bottle, but I think I'll use mostly of my Aussie one because the Tangle Slayer does cost more than the Aussie one. And again, because of the pre-poo step, it's significant, but because of the amount of product I have to use and will eventually rinse out, don't know if I'm gonna use all of my Tangle Slayer at once. It's still hot. Cool off, cool off. The leave-in moisturizer, the hair growth potion, which is a carrier oil formula with peppermint oil. You got the jojoba oil, the sweet almond oil, and Spanish extra virgin olive oil with the peppermint oil. Now, I have seen the clove oil recipe going around, as well as the rosemary oil, and I have seen people add rosemary to their oil mixes. Is that something that I can do, friends? Let me know down below, where I could just add a couple of drops of the rosemary oil to that oil combination. Will it totally sabotage it? Will it be okay? Because I'm open to adding more ingredients to this hair growth cause, you know what I mean? But if rosemary oil has a significant impact on hair growth, I'm happy to incorporate it. And yes, this past wash day, I did the deep conditioner, but I think I want to alternate my wash days with oil treatments as well. So like on the next one, instead of doing the regular deep conditioner, I'll start off the pre-poo step, or as if I'm doing pre-poo, but I'll actually add in coconut oil, olive oil, and all types of the black castor seed oil. Like, we're gonna get crazy. But who knows? Maybe I'll do the deep conditioner even after rinsing out and shampooing and just like get in there. That will probably be my plan for the next wash day. So let's talk about maintenance. Okay, the twists are in, and every 2 or so days, which I actually follow Omanita's suggestion, she puts a card where she outlines a suggested or recommended schedule with how to use her products and when to use them. So every 2-ish days, she writes, you would use the leave-in conditioner and the hair strengthening oil and gel or styler if you like, and just revive your protective style. So what I did today, because I'm on day 4 or 5, I think, and I did this 2 days ago, was at that point, at that time, I used regular water. I just redid the twists, like on the perimeters, the ones that get roughed up the most, the front ones, the side ones, and the bottom ones. I mostly keep the middle ones intact just to save time. So what I did is spray my hand and put a little bit of the leave-in, like a little bit, get that zhuzhed up so it has a milky consistency. Run that through each section, pump a little bit of the oil, run that through, and then I pump a little bit of the gel, which, forgotten unsung hero, the Curly Magic Curl Simulator, I think one of the most moisturizing gel stylers still on the market, because the first ingredient is aloe vera juice. I mean, you can't get the first ingredient is not water, is the actual aloe vera juice. So I use this today on the perimeter twist to get a little more hold and a little more slick down, you know what I mean? So I did the 3 here on the bottom, did 2 of the sides, and I actually redid a good amount of the top ones, right? So they could just look a little fresher. I do that triple combination of the water, leave-in oil, and the gel styler. And what I do is I wet my hand, zhuzh through the leave-in, and I just run it over the twist like this. I don't unravel it because I think this is enough to actually saturate the hair with the moisture it needs and to revive it, and then it just kind of recurls on its own. It's enough moisture and from the water and the leave-in to reshape it so it's a little more plump. Before that, actually, I take the hair growth portion, put it all over my scalp, dump my head, and give myself a nice scalp massage, and then I'll do the reviving of the twist. Today, however, instead of using water, I spritzed aloe vera juice in my hand, took the leave-in, zhuzhed, twisted, and then with the oil, and then I went in with the Curly Magic to redo these twists here, and that's what we got. I think it looks pretty good, and this is something I don't mind doing every 2 to 3 days because, again, I'm not completely unraveling my entire head. I'm just doing the ones that need the retwisting so they just kind of drop better, and they don't take a lot of time, right? And I'm not using a ton of product, just enough to saturate that section to give it the moisture it needs, and it doesn't feel heavy at all. I love how my scalp feels after the massage, and then when I do the revival twist, it's just so great. I discovered that this is more than enough to cover the hair with both the aloe vera juice, the leave-in moisturizer, a little bit of oil. I know I'm naming a lot of products. Let me tell you, it's a little bit, a tiny bit. You don't need a ton. Run it through my hair, run it over the twist, and it's good to go. And look at that. Plump and ready. So that is the plan. And today is Monday, so the next day I would do this on would maybe be Wednesday or Thursday. That will be technically wash day, but I'll see how long I could take this, right? Because it does say on the card that day 7 to 14, so it's up to you. Remoisturizing wherever your hair feels dry until the next wash day. And you could do the blowouts, you could do the braid outs or a twist out. But again, as I mentioned before, and we're going to use the original My Dream today because I have the little one on standby. We're going to do something. We're going to do something. Because unraveling my hair, I think will expose it to breakage since I might have to wear a hat. Again, these hairs will be exposed to the friction from my clothes. Don't know if I want to take on that step. And I am most certainly open if I have to wear my hair out, right? If I have an event to go, I don't know when it's going to happen, but possible. If I have somewhere to go and I'll wear my hair in the fro, then I'll be happy to wear it out on that day, night, or whenever, and probably will retwist it because the curly fro, unfortunately, is subject to more detangling and breakage. I could only get away with the curly fro at most like 2 days because on day 3 the curls have completely separated and my hair just feels thick. It just feels thick and I can feel the tangles happen. I could feel just the hair bundling around itself, you know what I mean? Which is why I'm considering keeping my double strand twist beyond day 7 if I decide to take it there. If I decide to take it beyond day 7 or just wash my hair instead on day 10. Maybe the day 9 or 10 will be a little better for me. I guess it really all depends on the week and how the month falls schedule-wise. All that to say, I am enjoying this new process. I enjoy the fact that I could just keep my twists as they are, wrap my hair up, and call it a day. Now, you're probably chuckling because this is a far contrast from my skincare routine, which is not a skincare routine at all. Is quite minimal in that regard, not using any product. I mean, at most, Vaseline. And here I am using Pre-Poo conditioner, we're using leave-in, oils, gel, oil for the scalp, contemplating adding rosemary oil. I mean, my goodness. The difference with hair, I think, namely, is the fact that it's dead matter, where skin is a living organism. And I'm sure that will lead you to ask, well, the scalp is living because it's the skin on your head. Absolutely right. Now, I'm not entirely sure how the skin sobering aspects that I learned about, if they apply in the same way to the scalp. You know what I mean? I know for sure hair cannot produce its own moisture, and the fact that my texture is ultra coily, whatever oils are being produced from my scalp, it has a significantly tougher time getting down the strand because of my texture, right? As opposed to someone with a straighter texture where naturally they would have to wash their hair more often because of that reason. The oils will run down their strand a lot easier, thus creating more buildup and whatnot in a shorter amount of time. Not this hair though. This hair is laughing. It's like, excuse me. I need assistance, please. So that's why I find that not being minimal with my hair is the best way to go, but keeping my hands off my hair as much as possible, which is what I think having this protective style encourages. Yes, I have my hands in when I'm remoisturizing and revitalizing my twists, but I'm not running a comb through dry hair. I'm not breaking it. I'm being gentle. When my twists unravel, there are no knots at the end. I'm not having to snap and tug. So we're doing good. And I'm looking forward to 6 months out, what this all yields, what it does. I'm excited. So I also wanted to hop on my comments I made. Oh, I'm using the dark brown from the Midi because I much prefer it over Aspiration in the main palette. I mentioned that I won't be cutting my hair. Okay, I won't be trimming my hair every 2 to 3 weeks, or I think that was not the frequency. I believe it was 6 to 8 weeks, something like that. I'm not opposed to trimming it, however, every 4 to 6 months. I think that is important because, unfortunately, despite my efforts in this entire thing, split ends are gonna split, you know what I'm saying? Which means if I don't snip them off, much like runs on tight, the run will get longer and cause a larger hole in the pantyhose. So if you leave your splits split, it will travel up the hair shaft, and before you know it, you have a long strand of a split that started quite small, but then, of course, left untreated, unsnipped, it gets longer. I think it all depends on the individual in choosing the right frequency for trimming. Now, here's the thing. My haircut, I love Navila. I love my Rëzo hair experience. I asked my parents for my Christmas gift for the haircut. It was $250. I don't mind, or didn't mind, paying that money for a complete reshaping of my hair. I knew it was necessary. It had to be done. Fine. I don't think it's wise or necessary to spend another $250 in 4 to 6 months for trim. It's not like Navila will completely reshape my hair like she did back in December. At most, she's just gonna snip the ends that need to go so they don't run amok and cause longer split ends along my hair shaft. Which is why I bought my own shears. Yes, I bought my own hair shears. They're not here yet. And I have watched a few videos on how to cut your own natural hair. Yes, friends, you might be nodding your head and saying, why would you do that? Listen, I gotta stick with the budget, okay? And it's not like I'm giving myself a haircut. I just want to trim the ends, and I think it will be fairly simple. I'm not saying I'm gonna nail it, all right? I'm just open to the possibility, in order to save a little bit of cash, but also to maintain this hair care journey that I'm on, and how I think it's still integral for me to trim my hair, for a trim to be done sometime throughout the year without me having to spend a bunch of money for just a trim. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll see Nabila next December, maybe, if my hair needs a reshaping or whatnot. But I'm gonna do it. I think it'll be fine. And yes, I will blow it out because it will be easier to see the ends and where I need to cut, right? Now, some do cut the ends of the twist because at the end, the hairs that look frazzled and fried naturally should be snipped, right? But I don't know if that's going to yield an even shape. So that's why I'm not going to take that route. I'm going to blow dry it out. And yes, heat damage is a thing, but I think at this point, if seeing into the future, if we're at the 6-month mark, for instance, the only heat that I have exposed my hair to thus far would have just been drying my twists, like at a low setting. I think my hair will be okay with heat exposure every 4 to 6 months for me to blow it out so I can successfully trim my ends and see what I'm trimming, okay? That's the plan, and I'm quite excited about it. I don't know how it's gonna go, right? I think it's gonna go well. And for the winter time, at least, I'll keep my 2-strand twist in. I don't think I want to go the braid route because that's another expense I don't think I'm willing to make. And my scalp is just not used to having braids in anyway. This, I just have more control. I've done them myself. I can re-moisturize them myself. And I don't have to worry about the maintenance required for braids or any of those protective styles. I'm completely fine with just my little 2-strand twist, which I know make me look 12. I know. Another reason why I don't wear them out, because listen, it's not that bad, right? I don't look super young, but it's just I like to wear the wrap. That's what I'm trying to say. So that is the plan, I think, family, for the hair. Let me know what you think down below. Already, I'm not even a week in, and I feel encouraged, hopeful, excited for what's in store lengthwise, growth-wise for my abused hair, how well it can recover, because I believe in it. Already, I feel it's doing much better, light years better than how it started, okay? My poor hair has just been abused. It's been traumatized. It didn't know what to do. It was like, listen, you are tearing me up, every day. I can't keep going like this. So the fact that I haven't even combed my hair with a wide tooth comb like I used to on dry hair, the fact that my hair now feels soft and moisturized, it does not feel like hay, it does not feel like straw, we're doing good. So what do you got? I like what's happening with these eyes. You like what's happening with these eyes? Now, if you're wondering, okay, so how do you wrap? All right, this is what I do. I take my Melaninhaircare satin stretch wrap, the label on the back, pull it over, yeah, I take it forward. Now, I could leave these little guys in the front, but if I'm training, it will be wiser to tuck them in so they're not as exposed, the ends anyway, to the sweat. Take these ends, okay, we're gonna tie it like so. Now this is where, on the first knot, I lift and sweep these strands underneath, okay? Get it nice and secure. Do another knot, like so. This one is being stubborn. It's fine. It's gonna, right there. I'll probably bring it a little more forward, and then I'll just pull the, this is why I love this fabric. It's so stretchy and it doesn't like grab your head. I take the first tail and start to wrap it around like so. Around that knot, tuck the ends wherever it stops, right? And then I take tail number 2, wrap it round, ends up behind, which is a good place, and then we are done. And this is what, you know, I know is giving unicorn. I know it's giving unicorn. I don't mind it though. I kind of love it. I could also do the turban style one where instead of taking the tails all the way in the front and wrapping it around the knot, I could just take them around the entire head and do like that cross on the front and then tuck the ends back. That's another way you could do it as well. Makeup is on, head wrap is on. It's time to apply some lashes and a little bit of lipstick, and I'll be right back. Final look is complete. Of course, I applied my Ardell Naked Lashes in 421 and threw on Pat McGrath's Liquid Lust Gloss in Bronze Venus, and we got the wrap on. This is the final look, and something I would do if I wanted to wrap my twist and just have the makeup on as is, and maybe I'll choose another fabric, or I could choose the turban style or sport the other styles that are on their way. I hope my You Go Natural order arrives soon because I do want to mix it up, okay? All in all, I am thrilled with this new routine. I absolutely love it. There is a lot of work in it, especially on wash day, 100%, but I'm fine with that because I carve out the necessary time required for a thorough wash day. I don't mind at all. And sure, I could say that it is self-care for me, that it is time for myself, but more so it's the time and effort necessary to ensure healthy hair. It's just one of those things, right? It's, again, a stark contrast to my skincare routine. Skincare over here is minimal. I'm only using water if I'm not wearing makeup, or I'll use soap, or perhaps I'll start with jojoba oil to break it down, and then I'll follow up with the soap on the more intense cleansing days when I do wear makeup. And on the hair side of the spectrum, again, bunch of products, several steps and whatnot, they balance each other out. Right? It's not like I'm doing the 10-step Korean skincare routine and then like the 10-step hair routine both at the same time. I think they complement each other from a psychological standpoint. Yes, it is nice that I can be more minimal with my skincare, but take the necessary steps for my hair care to ensure growth. And I am a little overly enthusiastic about this process because I feel absolutely terrible with how I treated my hair last year. I did a complete 180, and now I'm taking all precautionary steps to ensure that my hair experiences as little breakage as possible, using as much product as I need to minimize the snagging and the snapping, and it's been working well. And again, when you think about it, after the wash day and after the twists have been done and they're set, it's just a matter of covering them up, right? And then every 2 to 3 days, as I described, I'll do my scalp massage and then I'll refresh them, which doesn't take much time at all. I don't use a ton of product. Actually, very little is necessary to re-wet them and add the necessary moisture for them to spring up again and to smooth out the ends and just to smooth out the overall look. But if I'm tucking them under a wrap anyway, it really doesn't matter. And I'm fine with taking on this routine for the next 4 to 6 months. And I'm excited to see the growth that's coming from it, that will come from it, because I know for sure that my little ½ inch that I'll get every month, we're trying to retain that and not lessen it. And yes, I have acquiesced to the possibility of a trim. It is necessary, ensuring that the splits don't travel up my strand. So when I do see Nabila in December or whenever I choose to see her, she doesn't end up having to cut more than necessary, right? Because I've already snipped those split ends at the 4 to 6 month mark with trimming, and therefore the split ends that happen afterwards won't be as severe, right? That is the plan, and I am open to hearing your feedback, hearing your own experience. What are you going through with the hair, family? Are you taking on new steps this year, new products, new approaches, new techniques? And also for all my hairstylists out there, and thank you for those who have pitched in my December favorites video. I took the notes, I took the suggestions. Can't wait to add those to my routine. If you have anything else to share, if you have a video or a stylist you follow, let me know down below, fam. I'll see you in those comments. And until then, that is a wrap. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope this video helped. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or maybe consider subscribing to my channel. And until then, I will see you on here again with another review tutorial. Hair growth update. We got Pat McGrath's ranking video coming up if I have not posted that already, and inexpensive food day brush picks. Take care, and I will see you again soon.